Okay, let's see if I can make this video this time. Every time I try to make it, I get a phone call. I never get phone calls. People text me nonstop all day. Now they want to call me nonstop. But that was my fiance's mother about my baby shower. But anyways, this video is about ERs, emergency rooms. Okay, now, normally I don't like to go to the ER that's here in my town because it has a bad reputation. I'm not going to say which ER it is because that pretty much if that got out and they found out, I could get sued for talking bad and giving them a bad reputation, even though they already have a bad one. Well, I can't afford to go to the one that's 30 minutes away in a different town, but I would love to because I grew up at that hospital, at Calic. Well, anyways, I was in the hospital the other night, and I had 180/90 blood pressure. A normal's probably about, I don't know, 140/60, something like that. My mom was an EMT before, so I know that. She still has her little blood pressure pumpy thingy. Well, it was 180/90, and that's extremely high. And keep in mind, I am almost 5 months pregnant. This was last Saturday. That and blurred vision, so an ambulance got called for me, and they picked me up. I was in a panic attack, so I had really bad anxiety. They took me to the ER, and they diagnosed me with preeclampsia. And if you don't know what that is, it is pretty much something that happens. It's only a pregnant woman can get it. It's causing your blood pressure to go to high extreme levels to where it's not safe for the baby, and sometimes they have to take the baby out early. Well, they diagnosed me with that, and I was like, okay, well, he told me I needed to be on bed rest and that I could possibly be hospitalized if it gets worse, because there's some times where I can't even see. My eyes are a complete blur. I can't watch TV. If I walk out into light suddenly after being in dark, I go completely blind. I see double if I'm around a place that's moving too fastly. And so I went to the doctor on a follow-up, like the doctors at the ER requested. Keep seeing somebody out my window. And my doctor said I don't have preeclampsia. And I'm like, wait, what? The emergency room said I had it. They did a blood test and a urine test, and they said I had it. And they're like, well, they're completely wrong. You can't, it's impossible to have preeclampsia before 20 weeks. I was only 17 weeks at the time. So I'm like, okay, so you're telling me the ER was wrong? And I was like, okay, I've been misdiagnosed. That's freaking dangerous, especially when you're pregnant. They wanted me to be on blood pressure pills. When she said, your blood pressure's not bad, yeah, it was high, but keep in mind the situation you were in. You were very, like, high-strung, freaking out, so that's why, that could be a reason why I was really high. So she gave me a blood pressure log to log my blood pressure, check it every 3 days. She didn't want me to check it every day and make it stressful to be like, oh, I gotta check my blood pressure. Oh, I gotta check it. So I check it every 3 days, and I write it down, and on my next visit, I take that to her, and she sees how they were. Well, I didn't like that. And I've had history with this ER. I've gone to this ER multiple times growing up. The town I live in, I moved here when I was 7 when my mom got married. And one time when I was like 9 years old, keep in mind I was 9 years old when this happened, we went to the ER because my stepdad was having gallbladder troubles. And the doctor comes out and says that he's dying of kidney failure. My mom starts flipping out, crying hysterically, like almost heart attack. And then the doctor comes out like 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour later, so it starts laughing. Ha ha ha, you're not black, my bad. I'm like, are you serious? I'm 9 years old cussing out an ER doctor. He's like in his 40s or 50s because he almost gave my mom a heart attack. I don't care much for her husband, but he made my mom freak out. You don't mess with my mom. You mess with my mom, you're going down, man. That's my job. So, this is about ERs. If you live in a small town like I do, I normally don't trust them because they don't deal with the small, they're not as experienced to me personally. And in my opinion, the bigger towns, more happens in a big town. Sometimes you get crazier stories. So they're more experienced with more traumatic stuff. So when something little comes along, it's no big deal to them. But when something in a small town, since they're used to little stuff, they deal with this stuff all the time, they shouldn't get it wrong. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but you can't make a mistake in this type of field of work. I mean, that's like, you could have put me on medicine. I could have lost my child if they would have put me on something that was not able for me to have, that I didn't even need. It could have caused problems that weren't even symptoms of that, or they could have made things worse. Like, they could have made me blind permanently, possibly. But this has just been a lesson on don't always trust ER doctors. I mean, yeah, if it's like life or death and they say, oh, we can help you, yeah, you're going to want to believe them. Go to your doctor, too. See more than one doctor. If it's something serious like that, like if they diagnose you with preeclampsia and you go to the ER, ladies, if you're before 20 weeks, I would beg to differ and hope you would go to your doctor for a second opinion, because I believed them, because I just wanted to make sure my child was okay. So I was like, I want a diagnosis. I want to know what's wrong with me. And the first sign of diagnosis, I was so happy. I was okay, fine. I know what's wrong with me. I can help and can keep this under control to where my child is safe. And I've been fine. They checked the baby. The baby is perfectly fine. And I find out what I'm having in 2 weeks on April 2nd. And I was going to tell everybody what I was having through a video, but that's what my phone call a while ago, during the video I tried doing this a while ago, but I got a phone call from my fiance's mom saying, don't tell anybody what you're going to have other than your parents, because for the baby shower she's throwing me, there's a game. I'm guessing, she didn't tell me what it was, but I'm guessing it's to see who can guess what I'm having. So she told me not to tell anybody because it would defeat the purpose of the game at baby shower. So she's planning it. So at first, and I discussed her and gave her the argument, you know, it's better for everybody to know, so then when they come to the baby shower, they know whether to buy boy or girl stuff, rather than neutral colors, because most neutral colors are green, and I hate the color green. I'm more of the type of black and purple and pink and red, so I planned on doing Hello Kitty for a girl, and I wanted to do skulls for a boy, but I couldn't find much skulls, so we went with superheroes, which was my next step, because the daddy, Dylan, loves like superheroes and stuff, like Avengers and Spider-Man and all that. Well, I like Spider-Man. He's a Batman fan, so we kind of clash on that a little bit. But what can I say? So if you have any ideas for any videos that you would like me to put up, let me know. Just leave a comment and press the little subscribe button thingy over there, and I will see you later, brah.